Hello. It's been a minute, like, usual. Look, it's been a time, you know what I mean? But I've found the motivation within me somehow to come do stream. Look, I've been trying to get back on my like updating schedule. It's just been I'll get there eventually. I'm still quite kind of learning how to balance everything because like it is just me doing everything. So like I want to stream and record, and then also I edit everything, and then that's not even including all of the stuff in my personal life. So it's just here I am. I finally made it. I'll get into balancing everything eventually. But regardless, I'm doing new things with recording. Or like streaming and recording. So I'm hoping this is gonna be fine. I'm hoping that, because I kind of spent like all day yesterday messing with OBS, and like I installed a source record to like record my gameplay and my camera while I'm streaming. So I'm gonna hope that doesn't screw anything up. But you know, you never know. But yeah. Anyways, today's plan, if you didn't read the title, is, we're gonna do Lyney Story Quest. We're gonna start with Lyney Story Quest, and then when I'm done with that, we're gonna do, Arlequinos. And if I have energy, maybe we'll do, we'll play some Persona, but that's depending on if I have the energy by the end of it. So, let's just get into it. I may have gotten impatient. And I pulled for her already. I won't apologize. I regret absolutely nothing. Because I mean, look at her. She's freaking sick as hell. Oh shit. Yeah, I did her trial, and by God, like, she's a little overpowered. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, like, from a lore standpoint, she's number 4 of the Fatui Harbingers, and the Fatui Harbingers are, ranked by, power, so, but, like, still, you know what I mean? Okay. I haven't unlocked it yet, so let's just... Look, I'll get around to doing all of these eventually. The reason why I'm doing Lyney's first is because, like, I don't know, it's her child, so I feel like I have to. So we're gonna do this first. This is new. Hold on. I want to, before we actually start, I want to change, because it feels weird to be doing Lyney Story Quest with fucking Arlequino. Oops. I wish every time I didn't go to change settings in OBS, the Genshin will minimize, but whatever. I'm kind of excited to get back into Genshin, because it's been, I don't know. I feel like I talk about it every time we play Genshin. The Genshin burnout is strong. And I only come back when there's like a story that seems interesting to me. Or for the Lantern Rite. I think the Lantern Rite was the most recent Genshin thing I've done. Other than, of course, posting, I'm still posting Fontaine on my channel. I don't remember making this team. I mean, I guess I could see how it would work. It's probably fine. Whatever. Oh, good, good. I'm assuming everything's gonna be fine. Like I said, I did things to my PC, so or my OBS. What was I just saying? Yep, no, it's gone. Oh, Genshin burnout. But I am a little bit excited to get back into Genshin, so. I feel like Charlotte is just like in almost every quest.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte?
It sure is. When did I put this weapon on
running
her?
into her. What's she doing this time?
I don't recall putting this weapon on her. It's fine.
Interviews.
Hey. Sorry, you were talking too much, Paimon.
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
The Phantom
Absolutely.
who
I've said
now?
it before and I'll say it again.
That is-
the Phantom Weasel.
That's
never
the
acts as
least
you expect. He
intimidating
must have
criminal
faked his
name
own
I've
death
ever
10
heard
years
in my
ago
life.
using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
I'll be the
Couldn't
judge of
agree
that.
more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next?
Oh, God.
Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here.
I wish I just had half of Charlotte's energy, you know what I mean?
Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
The who and the what now? Again, this is the most least intimidating, like, bad guy name I've ever heard in my life. The who now?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it.
Sure.
Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel. Nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool.
That's it? Oh, okay.
Sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in novels.
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations. He would just as soon steal a necklace from
Why
a
do I
rich
feel like
merchant's
it's one
safe
of the
as he would a
actual
toy doll given to a
weasels
common
that you
child for
find
their
in the
birthday.
world? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they're called weasels, right? Like, you know, the treasure weasels or whatever you'll find in the world that they drop Mora if you chase them. Can you imagine if that's just the answer? Who's in charge of finding people here, like, or just anything? Because we had the serial disappearances case. Like, I don't know who's in charge here, but you're not doing very well. Sounds like an absolute weirdo.
I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor. But this guy did not discriminate.
I mean, I guess so.
Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
Not
Probably not.
exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago. A magician
Sure.
named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance.
Well, that's
When
sad.
the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed.
Well, never
to
mind.
all.
There goes my
Sure
treasure
enough,
weasel
thefts in
theory.
Fontaine
God damn
went
it.
down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see.
You
I
know,
had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
not to bash on this guy even harder, but making threats and posting it on the most, like, like, well known, not well known, but like, I get famous building in Fontaine. Like you're the most masterminds of masterminds, you know what I mean? You're just stealing stuff, like you're not a hardened criminal. Like, if it was like some like murderer, serial killer, whatever, like, okay, that seems a little threatening. It's just some random guy going around stealing shit. that's obnoxious. What the fuck does that say, Charlotte? I can't read that.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote.
Oh, I guess I should put it back on auto. My
3
bad.
days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the opera house, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of
Okay.
criminal intent. After years
Maybe
of
not
laying low, the Phantom
that
Weasel is back with a vengeance.
unthreatening.
What once seemed like
That
an
feels-
open and shut case has
that
been
felt a little
blown
threatening.
wide open again. But why has he reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense an epic scoop, and I'm going for it.
Charlotte, why are you like
Uh-oh.
this?
If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
I mean, he can try. I throw hands, so. Huh. If I like dote on Paimon for a while, will he come take her? Asking for a friend.
Aww. But Paimon doesn't want to get kidnapped.
Yeah, that would be
Well,
awful.
he'd have to go through you first. You would stop him, right?
Okay, the people have
Yeah.
spoken. It's clear that the public are very
Definitely.
concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, I've got a
Oh,
photo
hey,
letter,
it's a
my
playable
interview
character.
notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article.
Hey.
It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive.
Hold
Who
on.
should I interview next?
The only other
someone with a more
playable
concrete
character in
connection
the
to the
area,
weasel.
Charlotte.
Is that who I think it is?
Uh-huh.
Lyney!
By the way, I was planning on watching it on stream, but, like I said, Tuesday was just freaking exploded. So I got impatient and I watched it by myself. I watched Arlecchino's backstory about the House of the Hearth. Jesus Christ. Who would have guessed that a supervillain has a real sad backstory? Kind of insane though to think that the Harbingers are just like, I mean, it's not that like surprising, but it's kind of interesting to like the Harbinger titles are literally just titles passed down. It's so weird to think that Arlecchino, or what was her name? Like her real name? It was like, I don't know. They said it and I tried pronouncing it and I was like, oh no, that's gonna hurt me. I can't remember her real name. Started with a P. But it's crazy to think that she absolutely despised Mother, quote unquote, who was the previous Arlecchino, and then just kind of inherited the title. And now she goes by Arlecchino, which is a little, man, it kind of makes sense as to why she doesn't label herself as Mother in the house and uses father instead. But she still has to be called Arlecchino, which I'm like, ooh, that's rough. But anyways, looks like he's performing some magic.
Magic. Magician. Caesar! The Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lyney!
I need you to take a breath, Charlotte. Just, like, before we go over there.
See, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too!
Okay.
And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
I
Are
guess.
you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
It's Charlotte. Just let her.
Relax.
There's no
My
stopping her.
journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go. No time for delay.
I have a feeling he's not gonna like this topic, Charlotte. I just call it a hunch. Is it because this is his story quest? Maybe. The Forgotten Thief.
I'll take a guess. There's
Hello. The hearth in your home has been burning brightly lately, I see. Is it gonna be one of those days? This is my first time reading aloud today, and we're already off to a bad start. It's gonna be, it feels like it's gonna be one of those days. I just got a bad, like, feeling. And the balances in yours have... Yep. Alright. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're just starting. I'm just warming up. And the balances in yours have been working hard, haven't they? My hearth is strong, and the firewood sufficient. As for the balances, I don't need them. It's not like I'll miss those 1 or 2 pieces of vegetables in the market anyway. You'd best be careful. If the flames leap onto the opera house carpet, they'll put your hearth out while fighting the fires. It's fine. Oh, very scary. But can you guarantee that the opera house would survive said flames? I feel like that's not the problem here, Oliver. Nah, the fire in my house won't reach the opera house. It's way too far away. So, have those flames been staying put? Huh. Why don't you guess? What are we talking about, guys? like, it seems very, like, I guess, not obvious, but obvious of what they're talking about, but I'm just like, it's the most random thing, which makes it feel like this is not... Like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing that. Just tell me. I bet they're behaving themselves indeed. Where can they go, anyway? The fuck are you guys talking about? You guys aren't... Am I insane? I could just be insane, because I was only half processing what I was reading because I was so focused on reading properly. But once I tuned in to what I was actually saying... What the fuck are you guys talking about? Okay. I'm just gonna go this way. Okay. Hey guys!
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Because he's a magician, I don't know. Oh shit.
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
Oh.
And now you're getting a
He's so
little
sad.
flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Bye. Bye, child. What's up?
Hey, Lyney?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me?
I'm
What's the
assuming this
situation?
is like right after
Why don't you
the
guess,
Fontaine
Mr.
quests.
Telepathic?
Okay.
Oh, please.
Don't want to be an
you
asshole.
didn't believe that
Paimon.
spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
Oh, I have a feeling he... You know what? I'm
that
just
was
gonna...
nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand... Let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Wow! Got it in one! Is this more of your trickery at work?
Well,
Wait, really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck.
Lyney
His
sure
warning
is
letter's been the
a
talk of
character.
the town,
You know what
so
I mean?
figured that maybe you were asking around about
I
that.
love Lyney.
Bingo!
But every now and
I plan
then,
on writing a
he
column
shows
reporting
the
on latest
side
news about the Phantom
that's just
Weasel.
like, right. You're
So
part of the
What are
Fatui.
your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
To be honest, it makes me angry.
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
Asking a question for a friend. So, what was his name? Caesar? The guy who fell? He was also a magician, right? Where did Lyney and Lynette learn their magician shit from? Because I think I forget where it said it, whether it was Lenny's like background thing in his character story, or if I saw it in like his animation. He used to perform on the street with Lynette to like get extra money before they were adopted, or not adopted, taken in by the House of Hearth. Okay, calling it now, either Caesar was their, like, teacher, or their father. I don't remember how they said that their parents died.
Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
I don't know, probably. Probably a lot of people after
if
him, I
he
don't know.
is, then his warning
Again,
is clearly
part of
a
the
direct
Fatui.
challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me. The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day.
I don't know,
This leaves me
Lenny.
with
The
only
last
one
time you
choice.
had a big day at the
I
Opera
have to
House.
expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Yikes.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief?
Charlotte.
Wow, this has exclusive written all over it.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor.
Charlotte.
The Phantom
just-
Weasel is a notorious
Sorry,
crook,
pausing one more
infamous
time.
for his inscrutable methods.
Putting aside this entire plot real quick to talk about Charlotte. Charlotte has to be sad, right? Asking because the passion at which this woman fucking has for journalism makes me feel like she should have a pyro vision instead. But instead she has cryo, which is usually like, you know, the whole split between two worlds, inner conflict type of shit. Whatever, so on and so forth. She has to be sad, right? Because, like, why don't you have a pyro vision? And that makes me suspicious of you. Not, like, in a bad way of, like, you're a villain type of thing. In a way that's just, like, you're sad, aren't you?
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, I don't care much for the comparison.
Damn.
A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower. Just an ordinary flower that was
Sure
picked
is a
not
flower.
long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
Yo,
It's gone!
where did it go?
That's the question. Where did it go?
I don't know, like probably under your hat or something.
Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes,
Oh.
there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
Look, I know that this is just, you know, the power of editing and stuff, but I would love to see him explain how he did that. Oh shit, it's on. I didn't even see it. Huh? Well, thanks.
It's right here! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Lyney, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly,
No.
magic is the superior art form to theft.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality.
I feel like I should turn the music down.
be quite
It feels
frustrating.
real loud.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters.
Oh boy, howdy, we're talking about florography now? I mean, if you want to talk about flowers, it's one of my little, I don't know if I could call it a hyperfixation. One of the things that I'm just like a little obsessed about every time it's brought up into my memory. Fucking love florography. It's amazing.
But you used a Lyney spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice.
Are you?
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic.
I don't know if I
It
believe
sounds
you.
like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some
Can I
time.
have one too?
But it'll have to wait until
Please?
this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
Well, in that case, this brings us
was
to the end of our interview.
florography?
I, for one, am looking forward to the
Or
final
did it-
showdown
did it
between
originate
you
in
and the
France?
thief.
I don't
Please
actually
feel
know.
free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I
Thanks
want
for
to
the intro to Lyney story,
I'll see you all
Charlotte.
later.
Bye. I'm sorry, I think it's so funny. I love it when they do that, where when a character's just there to like get you into the
So,
story for another
Lyney,
character.
Are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
I don't think he would.
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
This is bullshit.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy.
I mean, I don't know. It's spring. I have eczema. I guess I'm a little itchy. I don't know. The Phantom Weasel. You sure you'll be able to handle him?
Not so itchy then, huh?
Not currently. I just put lotion on my
since you're
hands.
so
We're good.
concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants and
Do I have a
help me
choice?
investigate?
Magician's assistants?
I didn't think so.
Oh, that sounds fun. Assistants are technically magicians too.
Wait, what about
Also,
Lynette?
it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done. Shall we go for it?
Priorities in the right place as always, Paimon. Okay. We'll help with your investigation. What's your plan?
The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel,
Yeah.
that means that the Weasel is dead.
Maybe
and
they're
whoever
not
wrote this
connected.
warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the Weasel lives and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine. And if we
I mean, he was a
investigating
magician.
Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start.
Oh.
Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there.
Damn it,
We should
they're
make
not
a move.
connected.
Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
I hate they wrong. Yeah, alright. Gift of parting. Okay. I need to, I feel like I need to turn down the music, because Jesus. Oh, it's at 10. That's why it's so freaking loud. This is probably fine, right? It's probably fine. I don't know how the sound is going. Oops. It's probably fine. You could probably hear me, right? Or hear the game. Where are we going?
Take a guess.
Are they still talking about the same thing? Shit. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I was just checking. Go away. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Good talk. Isn't the only cemetery... Ah, okay, cool. Good talk. I was gonna be like, isn't the only cemetery over by Poisson? Poisson? Yeah, right? Like, it's been a minute. I don't remember. Look, I can barely read English, okay? Like... Yeah. Oh my god. Jesus. I'm also just like strangely tired today. Which makes when I try to read out loud while also being tired, God help us all, you know what I mean? Wait. It's fine. I can make it. Alright, we're good. I have so much exploring to do of Fontaine still. Dude, I never even finished Sumeru. Because, I mean, has anyone completed Sumeru?
You took your time.
Hi?
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're
Hey.
working as Lyney's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing
It's
around
too
waiting.
obvious, right?
Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
It's too obvious, right? It's not actually Gemma, is it? Right?
I'll wait for you here and see if Gemma shows up.
That's too obvious, right? I'm just, wondering.
A lot of people here today, huh? When did this cemetery get so popular?
People are probably
Same thoughts
waiting
here.
for her.
What's going on?
Baltazar. Why do I feel like we know you?
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar
Yeah, that's
passed
sad.
away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything
I'm
I know,
coming up
I'm
with
afraid.
thoughts and theories
Might
in
have
my
more
head.
luck asking some other people.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
The things popping up
You're
in my head
welcome.
is the... I'm like, it feels too
I
obvious
just hope
that
she'll be able to
she's
move on one day.
the bad guy. But also, too, what if she was originally the bad guy and he took the... sorry. He took the fall for her? I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. I can't. I'm just gonna keep playing. I'm just gonna... I'm done.
Did you hear the
I'm
news?
done.
They're saying
we're
the
good.
Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding.
Wait,
Isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays.
I'm a bad person.
I can
I'm
never
sorry.
tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
That's what I just said,
Called
but
it. Seriously,
different
10
way.
years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children
Oh,
on
you
the
knew him?
street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a god, or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
well, sorry to interrupt, whatever that was.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
I need to stop
You've come
yawning.
to the right people.
Dear God.
Yep. I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off.
Clearly,
Really
someone
incredible
has never
stuff.
seen Now You See Me.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about
What a shitty way to
anything
twist
from
that
anyone.
trick.
Whatever the case, now that the weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more.
One of
I
my
bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time.
one of my biggest pet peeves, like of just anything, is people who make assumptions about others without having any like evidence whatsoever. So like the whole they were talking what she should just said about the whole. Some people say that he used it to like find out what was precious about you to steal it later. I'm like, okay. Even if that ends up being right, you can't possibly know that. I'm like, just don't assume the worst of people. Jesus Christ, you can't possibly know that. And if it does happen to be the worst, like, okay, fine. But you still couldn't have possibly have known that. just don't assume the worst of people. Just don't do it. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. Anyways, I'm done ranting. It's fine.
No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong? Wait, it looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Hi there. You're Gemma,
This
right?
poor lady. Can you imagine how many times she's probably been interviewed already?
Who's asking?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. We mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern. But you didn't answer my question. Who are you? And what do you want with me?
My name is Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd
It
love to hear
feels
what you
just
think about all this.
morally wrong to ask her this in front of her
I
fiance's
promise
grave.
you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the Weasel.
I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Sorry.
Got it.
Sorry, my brain.
All right. Sorry
My
for
brain was
disturbing
just
you.
a falling out. Look, I've said the joke once. It's gonna be stuck in my head, and now every time they keep saying fall, I'm just gonna... no. Anyways, that hum was suspicious. Are you guys observing her micro-expressions? Is that why that you guys brought that up in the very beginning of the story? Was that foreshadowing? That felt like foreshadowing. We're just gonna continue.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
That's fair. I just saw the
Judging by the look on her face,
in the
there's
background, the
definitely
flower
something
on
fishy
next to
about
the
her.
grave.
She's lying.
Is that the one
She
that-
definitely knows something.
That's the one that Lyney gave us, the parting one, right? It means parting. Perhaps she simply doesn't trust us. Fair, you know?
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
Sure. But I'm gonna go back, because... Can I look at this? This is always there, isn't it? I think this is always there. Oh yeah, those are rainbow roses, and then the... whatever the hell they're called. What was I doing? All right, I wanted to talk to everybody.
A lot of people find cemeteries bleak and oppressive, but not me. I find the silence gives me a sense of peace, and something about being in the presence of the dead and buried sort of puts all of life's woes in perspective.
I guess so. Sure. I'm just gonna... just walk away.
Oh, Caesar. Were you or weren't you the Phantom Weasel?
I don't know, probably not. Oh, we have to wait. I don't want to do that, though. 8. I think all of the yawning that I've been doing is triggering my asthma. It's like I'm starting to struggle to breathe a little bit. It's fine. We're good. Okay. Damn it. I can't help it. Hello.
Over here.
I could see you. You're the only playable character in the area, Lyney.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see
Silly
if we can make any
Paimon,
inroads
this
with
isn't her story quest.
They should be at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan.
What should we do?
Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant.
Lorenzo
When Caesar
von
passed away,
Matterhorn.
all the stolen goods discovered in his home were
No one's gonna
confiscated
get
and
that
returned
reference,
to their
but it's
rightful
okay.
owners.
I do.
But
I know what I
Lorenzo
mean.
was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies. I had to pull a lot of strings,
Fascinating.
but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
Good, good. My favorite type of people. If I end up threatening him, Lyney, it's not my fault. I'm throwing that out there just in case, okay? Like I said, ready to throw hands at a moment's notice. I always forget that this building exists.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
Oh, I'm gonna love this guy.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Heh. It's fine. I could be...
Get a load of this guy.
Get a load of this guy.
Pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lyney stroking his ego.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Fascinating.
Please, sir,
Ow.
no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit
you're real
this
sure about that.
investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
What if I
want to find
ripped
out the
that little
Phantom Weasel's
mustache
true
off your
identity.
face?
I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all
you
people
really
should
don't want
know
him
that a
talking about
magician
this.
never reveals their secrets.
Fascinating.
And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about
Not gonna
Caesar
lie, Lorenzo,
and
that sounds
move on.
exactly like something that a bad guy would say. That felt like a threat.
Oh, this is getting awkward.
I could beat him up, Lyney, just say the word.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere.
Dog, are you
What's
drunk?
up,
It's
my
like
man?
noon.
Want to grab a drink with me?
Jesus Christ.
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on. You can't be all business all the time.
Yep.
You know what they say? Live fast, die young.
Yep.
You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once
You want
in a
some
while.
water?
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why
Never
he
heard a
can't
kind
get
word out of this guy
girlfriend,
this time I've
despite
known him.
being, what, pushing 40, 30, something?
Oh my god,
Anyway,
that's so funny.
Point is, a lot older than when
His
he
girlfriend?
first got rejected by the girl he was into. And is still into, from what I hear.
Fascinating.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink. All right, I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
Never has a man sobered up so quickly.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest.
Don't worry, we will. Bye.
But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Bye-bye. That felt like a threat.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion.
I agree.
Any thoughts?
There's something strange about him. What do you mean, something strange about him?
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would
Yeah, he was
someone
real
you
quick
just
about that.
met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
It still makes me feel like, I don't know. Look, I'm coming up with theories in my head, coming up with possible plot twists. The possible plot twist being like, man, it makes it look like it was Lorenzo, but it was Gemma the whole time. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a fair suspicion. I don't know. I'm just saying. Look, my brain, especially when it comes to mysteries and shit, I can't help it. My brain just always wants to figure out the answer before they tell me. Hey, buddy, want another drink? Never mind.
You okay there?
You alright? You okay?
Who are you?
Yep.
Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I said
Drink water,
way
dog.
too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin.
It's okay. Speak more,
Note to
perhaps.
self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
Hey, keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
Well, joke's
What
on
kind of
him.
bad things?
I'm the main character.
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched a nerve. That's not a good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
You're alright. You're alright, buddy. Well, unfortunately for you and Lorenzo, I happen to enjoy...
There he goes.
I happen to enjoy pissing off obnoxious people.
What do we do now, Lyney?
Shh. I think we're being watched.
We sure are.
Someone was listening in to our whole conversation.
Hey.
Don't say anything and don't look back.
Oh, sorry.
Any altercation in the city will attract the guards.
I don't know. I
We
see
better take this
sunglasses.
elsewhere.
I'm assuming he has ties to the Spina di Rasula. You know? Just call it a hunch. I just see a dude in a suit with sunglasses, and that's where my brain goes. I mean, I feel like that's a fair assumption. That's probably not what's gonna happen, because we are, in fact, that guy did, in fact, really didn't want us digging into his personal shit. I forgot what I was saying, like, mid-sentence. It's fine, don't worry about it. Look, I'm lacking oxygen from asthma. I'm
You followed
tired.
us a long way.
We fighting
Why don't
now?
you come out and introduce yourselves?
Do I have permission to throw hands now?
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today?
Smooth face, Paquino? Oh, please let them all talk like Italian mobsters, please.
Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Good.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions,
Pedro
Missy.
De
You
Niro.
ain't gonna need answers
De
where
Niro.
you're going. Capiche?
I fucking hate those.
Looks like we can't avoid this fight.
Oh yeah, time to throw hands.
No, I'm not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back
Shut
me
up, Lyney. I know what you are.
Don't worry, we got this.
Fuck yeah. Is this gonna be a Lyney trial? I'm assuming this is gonna be a Lyney trial. Yeah. That's fine.
I see everything.
Yeah.
Shower me with praise.
Yeah, shit.
And voila!
Man, you could have at least lasted for longer than 3 seconds.
Tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble.
If you're not ready to challenge me, then don't look me in the eye.
Come on, let's scram!
Don't fucking run from me.
Hey, wise guys, we ain't through with you yet.
For once, I agree.
They got away.
Sorry, I'm just feeling extra hostile
Did you
today.
catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else.
Yeah.
Sounds
Probably
like they just
Gemma.
wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic, and they've already done it to someone else, but who?
Could it be Gemma?
You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide. Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened her.
Well, if that's the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore. Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
How do we know she's gonna be at the cafe? Is this just one of those things I'm just gonna be like, yeah, okay, let's go. Sure. Did we meet her at the... No, we met her at the court. You know what? We're just gonna keep going. Not gonna question it. I need to stop yawning. It's making my asthma worse, please. I keep getting the need to yawn. Oh, I forgot Lynette was with her. Okay, never mind. That makes more sense. Hey, you look upset. You alright? Okay.
Gemma?
So how you guys doing?
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran listened to the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can relax now. We're here to protect
Man,
you.
ran out of water.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Well,
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it
I
mildly.
mean, you can't blame her.
I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being. It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And
Well,
why are you doing this?
of course we
I'm
can.
afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word. Trust me.
Okay. How can I help you?
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them.
Another thought. Well, someone said that Caesar used to give out balloons to children on the street. Mayhaps Liddy and Lynette didn't have any personal connections to them, but that they were just like, or at least Lenny was just super like, my god, the lack of oxygen in my brain, Jesus Christ. Invested in his magic shows. And maybe he was there when one of those magic shows went terribly wrong.
Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. The place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around.
Good. My
if you're
favorite
serious
type of
about
groups.
going there, please be careful.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean,
Fair
bon
enough.
appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. All right. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
I want to know Lynette's backstory. I mean, I want to know both of their backstories, but because every time she says that, and I'm pretty sure she has the keyhole, yeah, in her neck.
This coffee smells as good as ever.
I want to know what happened to Lynette. Now that I think about it, she has an animo vision, doesn't she? Fascinating.
With me here, nothing will happen.
I believe you.
Whatever you do, please be careful. If anything happens to you because you're investigating Caesar, I'll never be able to forgive myself.
It's fine. They didn't even last 3 seconds. Where are we going? Oh, we're not going far. We could run that. I guess we could run that. I don't know, my brain, not to be suspicious of quite literally everyone and everything or anything, but like my brain is still like, but what if it is Gemma? My brain is just like, okay, Lynette, are you guarding her or watching her? You know what I mean? Look, she's probably fine. And my brain is probably just reading way too far into things. But I just can't help it. I'm just, oh, that's what you meant. I forgot about this place. Lorenzo just seems too obvious. I don't know. What is this? Oh, I thought it was a note. Never mind. Whee! I think I said this already, but that reminds me of a level in Nier Automata where you have to where you're flying through and you have to dodge all of those things. It also reminds me of a game that I used to love as a kid. It was called Kaya. It was on the PS2. I don't know if anybody has ever played it, but it had the same kind of thing in it.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance.
This also
Let's
feels like a
shift them
dead
away
end.
First.
You help Lyney move the boxes aside. It looks... Yep.
There we go.
Never
It
mind.
should be just down here.
Okay. This is probably fine. Enter the magic workshop. Oh. Well, I guess we're fighting now. Who could have guessed? Certainly not me. It's fine. I'm ready to throw hands, like I said. I need to do... God, it's been so long since I've played Genshin. I need to do the Spiral Abyss. His thing glows. I never realized that. I'm so upset because I really wanted to pull for Lyney when his rerun came around. But they ran him next to his father. Like, what was I gonna do? Have you seen that woman? What do you want me to do? Apologize? How do I... Hello? Okay.
So this was Caesar's workshop.
This is a pointless puzzle, Hoya.
Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props.
Don't say shit like that. Like, yeah, right.
What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets?
I just realized where we are.
Guess we must have triggered some sort
If
of
a clown...
device.
Oh, okay. You bitch. Fucking... Shut up! God. If like a clown runs at me at full speed, I'm fucking out. You could figure this shit out on your own. Why do you have these things guarding?
Everyone hold hands.
I mean, I guess.
Water jet!
Fire it up!
Oops, fuck. I hate the trials. Just because I hate having the 5 spot.
Look.
I hate having to try to press 5 because I'm not used to it.
glowing.
What? They're flying. Make funny sounds. That's not what I wanted. See, this is what I mean. Having a 5 slot just screws me up.
Oh, brilliant!
What was it doing? Oh, right.
There's something written on the card on this dog. Let's take a closer look.
Wait, what? Oh, this. I'd like a little dove. I want a robot with cool powers. You need your parents' permission to own a pet, and you also need... Okay, fuck. I brought a fluffy toy dove for you this time. If you're ready to own a pet, I'll make a real dove appear for you next time, Caesar. Okay. I want a bucket of fried chicken that never runs out. Fair enough. I'd like a new bag. There is no such thing as fried chicken that never runs out. Just as there's no such thing as children who never grow up. Okay. Also, eating too much fried food is bad for you. Make sure to pair it with something healthy. Like a salad, alright? Okay. They're just... Oh, it's an elevator. That's not what I want. Way to destroy these children's dreams, Caesar. Okay. Oh, I remember these.
These magic boxes are moving.
That one was glowing.
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
It was that one. Look, I appreciate that Genshin is desperately trying to come up with new things, but like sometimes I'm just like, Was that supposed to be challenging? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. A for effort, I guess. Ugh. Alright. If we get enough primos, sorry, I saw his weapon and it made me think of it in my head. If we get enough primos, I don't know if I have any left over, but maybe we'll do some pulls for Arlecchino's weapon. Because I still haven't gotten it, and by God, I want a scythe, you know what I mean?
That's weird. Have we reached the end already?
Probably not.
There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
He's a magician. Lyney, what are you looking at?
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery.
I'm in water.
We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere. Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully...
Secret... magic bookshelf, magic bookshelf. I love a good magic bookshelf.
Passageway! How did you know?
Secret tunnel!
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside.
Hey, look, a chest!
Let's head in and take a look around.
Yes, I know. Hi. Please don't put holes in my anxiety animal. It's my anxiety animal. It's a weighted stuffed animal. Okay. Luna, please. Please. You're gonna put holes in my chair next. It makes me so sad to, like, get mad at her when she uses her claws on quite literally anything and everything. Especially, like, when she'll get up on her hind legs and, like pat at me, and it hurts because she uses her claws because she doesn't know when to not use her claws. When I get like, I'm like, ow, and I like yell at her or whatever. She looks at me with the most sad expression, and it makes me so sad because I'm just like, you don't even know what you did wrong, do you? Like, you just don't understand. There's absolutely nothing going on behind those eyes. Smooth brain. Smooth brain. All she knows is love. And food. Yeah, I know. Please. Please. Do you want to sit on my lap? Is that what you want? Hold on. Well, come here. I don't have a blanket on my lap this time, so... Come here. Come here. Can you hear her yelling at me? I don't know if you can. Come here. Okay. Yes, hello. Okay. Now you sit. Now you sit right there. You sit there and you stop yelling at me, please. Wait. Don't rub your face on the camera. Or on the microphone. Ow! Please don't. You're hurting me, please. The troubles of a cat. I didn't mean to do Toma's burst. I'm just, look, I'm struggling. There's a cat on me. Stop putting holes in my socks, please.
Why have you stopped, Lyney? Is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow.
Wait.
Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead.
Wait.
If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
Wait, did it not look like... Hold on, wait, no, don't. I want to look at it before we leave. Don't force me to leave. Is this not the type of box that Lyney used when he did his magic trick that went wrong in the Archon quest.
The placement of this device inside.
Ow!
If I remember correctly...
Also that eye thing, huh? I don't know, I'm just wondering. Stop rubbing on the microphone, please. The woes of having a cat. Not the woes, the struggles. There you go, that's better. Please, please stop. Oh, dude, I fucking love this game. Shit. Damn it. I used to play. Anyone play this game on fucking Cool Math? Please, you're gonna put holes in my socks. Please. Luna. Please. Just lay down. Please. She just desperately just wants love. There you go. There you go. You lay down now. Oh, I have to start it. Damn it. Yes, I know. Okay. Is this gonna... Okay, cool. Oh, wait. Shit, I fucked it up. Shut up, Paimon! I get it.
On the same tile twice.
See, these are the kind
Guess
of...
we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
These are the kind of puzzles I fuck with. I love these types of puzzles. Shit. Okay, cool. Motherfucker. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Silence. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Eh. Well, wait, but how am I supposed to go? Oh, like that. Wait, but then how am I supposed to get that one? Oh, never mind. This one moves too. Alright, we're good. Fuck yeah. See, I like those types of puzzles. They're fun. I remember I used to play that one all the time on Cool Math, and then I used to play the fucking... the block one. You know what I'm talking about? It was like a rectangle block.
There's a hidden room here!
Ooh.
Let's see!
Pretty.
This bookcase is full of Caesar's own notes! He wrote a lot about the principles of magic.
Yep.
Much to advance.
Okay, shut up. Look, I understand giving her lines, but don't give her so many lines that, like, they overlap what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I hate it when they do that. Oh, okay. About the wish lists.
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat.
Oh.
As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat.
Aw.
So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer, enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted.
Aw.
Boy, are my legs sore.
It's nice, though.
I wound up saving very little this month. But that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
That's fair. About the children studying magic. Which children?
2 children came to talk to me.
Fascinating.
After
Cool.
show.
Thanks for answering the question.
I don't know why they were out on their own.
Got it.
They looked much too young to be unsupervised. I do hope they got home safely. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these two. I told them that learning magic is very hard work, but that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
The question is if they met Caesar before or after they met Arlecchino. I'd assume before. Just, I don't know, basic assumptions. That feels like a before thing. But who knows? Lorenzo's issues.
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it.
Probably because
Surely
of Gemma?
He's not upset that I agreed to teach those two children. I'll have to talk him around.
Dude, no way.
I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented.
Can you imagine? Oh, that would be so
like
fucked
they're not
up.
new to the world of magic. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan. They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here.
Oh.
Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of master.
Yeah, I'm sure Lorenzo
With
loves
time,
that.
I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've
Never
had to
a good
grow
reason.
up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through.
Yeah.
Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed.
Maybe not before? Fascinating. About the farewell.
It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the two kids if they'd like to come with me, but they shook their heads. I once overheard them talking about their father and their
Not
mission.
before. Got it.
Sounds like their parents have other plans for them.
So then why
guess
did
we'll
they
be
approach
parting
him?
ways soon.
Oh.
It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their personalities now. They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have.
Yeah.
They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow. I can sense that their lives have been hard. Possibly even dangerous, too.
Question is if they hid it
They're
because
not like other children.
they didn't want to say that they were from the
It's a
Fatui,
shame
or
that I
if he
can't
was
do
part
more
of
to
their
help
mission.
them. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods. And that is why we must find our own truth.
Huh.
P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that? P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies.
Hey, you don't know that.
It probably just went in one ear and out the other.
You could have shaped their world, and you probably did.
Said. Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
Stop reading.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh?
Huh? Yep.
Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you think?
Yeah, it really does.
So did they meet
Yeah.
Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Lyney.
My cat is just sitting on my lap and I'm like petting her or whatever. She just stares up at me with the just most affectionate gaze. And I'm just like, you're just a little baby. He's not gonna be there, is he? I mean, he probably might be, but what if he's not? Okay, I thought he would have got into the box. Hey!
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
We found out about your past,
All
or
in
a little
good
bit.
time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed.
Oh, was this part of his trick?
First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming.
Fun!
Meanwhile, the real magician,
Was the box
who has by
tampered
now
with?
blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance. Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really picture it. And then what?
The
that's
audience's
trick.
gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared illusion.
I feel like that's called gaslighting.
Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking.
Sure, theoretically speaking, of course. Theoretically speaking. What do you mean?
The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy.
That's really sad if you think about it. Jesus.
He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least.
You alright, buddy?
And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what it could gather
Are you
from his
gonna do the
notes
trick?
and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So Caesar's famous
Oh, I hope one of the
high-altitude escape has
cutscenes is
never
him
been
doing the
done,
trick.
huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it. Wait a
Maybe not
second.
then.
So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go?
That is a good question. I was thinking that.
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks.
Something tells me it's been
Inside,
tampered
there's
with.
a device that only the magician himself would know about. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box,
goes out the
opening a
back?
secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, Paimon.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician, but unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed.
Yeah, why would Caesar pretend to be right-handed?
Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left.
Maybe someone exploited that fact against him?
Exactly. I think that's
like
likely
Lorenzo.
what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on.
But
instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way. With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything.
That sucks.
The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
When in reality, someone switched the boxes, and they did it to murder him. But
yeah.
How would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That would be difficult to pull off, no?
Unless you were close to him.
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
That was a cool camera
couldn't
angle.
let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
Hey.
There's not a lot of people who go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me.
I enjoy throwing hands.
But I gave you your chance. I hope you
Ask
do
your
what's
friends
good
how
for
well
you
that
and
went
back
for them
off
last
like
time.
The lady, but you disappoint me.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her!
I feel like this wasn't that big of a surprise, Paimon.
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people, you never even knew him, but for some reason you
don't know
just
that.
wouldn't drop it. Which is why you can't leave this place alive.
Yada yada yada.
Take them
Chitty
out.
chitty chat
and make
chat.
it quick.
Chit chat chat.
Do your worst!
I think that's my line, Paimon. Come at me, bitch.
Hey!
Oh, hello. If I could press the right button, I'd be a lot more threatening, I swear. Actually, I'm gonna do this instead. I panicked.
Don't get too close.
I forgot what buttons were what again. Fuck. I'm 5, bro.
Now disappear.
Oh, that's a bigger guy.
I see everything!
It's fine.
Make yourselves at home!
Ow.
Bombs away!
I wish the Travelers or Hydro. Oh my god, Burst was better. Like I just don't like it. Hold on, I can't talk and fight at the same time. I'm struggling. Dude, Lenny is beefy. This is one of the reasons why I really want to pull for him. He's beefy as shit. Sorry, the little cat bounced as they ran. Did you fucking run from us? He's part of the Fatui.
Oh, you kids are tougher than you look.
And I'm the main character.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now.
Damn.
I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolize Caesar. Everyone else did.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
I was the real genius magician. Me?
Sure.
He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the
What is
fine
wrong
art
with
it
you?
is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me.
Okay, but...
So it was jealousy.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Whatever.
Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it. He poured everything into his
Someone
street
not get enough
performances and
attention
his
at home.
stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him.
There.
Never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for it?
What is wrong
But
with
the
you?
people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look.
Yeah,
All
have
I
you
ever
seen
heard
your
was,
personality?
Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?
Oh my god.
Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's
People like this
expense,
fascinate
but
me.
no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had.
Yeah, because one of you is a piece of shit. And it wasn't him. So you killed him?
He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their Mora.
Yeah.
There was nothing he hated more than that. And with
my
his
God.
reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me. I had to kill him.
What is wrong with you?
There was no other way. He had to go.
Is that what you tell yourself to make yourself feel better?
And this was your
Greedy
only
bastard.
motive?
No.
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Probably has something to do with Gemma
Well,
too.
I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in
Yep.
love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
I don't even like her. What do you mean?
Guess I was wrong about
you,
that then.
You like her.
Next question.
Yeah.
Are you the Phantom Weasel?
Not even gonna lie.
I am.
Forgot about the Phantom Weasel thing for a solid 2 seconds.
Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way. That the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world.
And why is that a bad
I
thing?
never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
And are you happy? Did that make you happy? But I heard that the Phantom Weasel stole from the rich and poor alike.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So that's the story, huh?
I guess.
Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do? So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me. I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards.
I want to make him have
Traveler,
regrets.
Paimon, keep an eye on
I want him to
Lorenzo
feel
for me.
guilty.
I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
Okay. Yo, fuck this guy.
At least I can finally stop looking over my shoulder now.
Yeah, fucking whatever. Fuck this guy. Somebody clearly didn't get enough attention at home. Dear God. I'm a little, like... I mean, I know we're still going, but I'm, like, slightly disappointed because all of this felt, like, extremely predictable. I mean, it's fine. It's still a good story, but, like... It's alright. I'm
Lyney
having
has
an
told me the
alright
whole
time.
story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it. Because there'll be hell to pay.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
I think it would be real cool if he actually tried the trick,
rendezvous with
but...
Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Good point. We should go tell Gemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
Yeah. Probably also hurt her... But terribly, but... It'll be fine. After we finish this, I'm gonna do my 10-minute break. And then we'll do our Lyney story. Yeah, because technically it was timed for my 10-minute break a while ago, but like I like to do stories all at once just because they're not that long.
You're back.
You know what I mean?
You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your third?
Third.
Lynette, come on. We've talked about this. Everything in moderation.
That's so funny.
You're not going to have any room left for dinner now.
That's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
I love them.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust you.
No, that's fair.
Now it seems I can.
Her voice sounds familiar.
I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but
Yeah, and there it goes.
It's okay. We understand. He did threaten you. Paimon would find it hard to trust strangers in your position, too. But you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. But I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it.
No one questioned that?
I was so
like,
afraid.
Why did he get it and not the
terrible
fiancé?
to me. And then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I never had the courage to speak out.
That's sad.
Thank you all. Truly. Thank you so much.
At Lyney's suggestion, everyone goes to the cemetery to announce Lorenzo's arrest and hold a memorial for Caesar. That's nice.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great. And to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was
To be fair, Caesar probably thought they did get along great.
At least his soul can finally rest in peace now, thanks to your efforts.
If only I'd realized.
I really want her to recognize Lyney and Lynette.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits. This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
Okay, I have a feeling they are gonna do the trick. But can you imagine it from Gemma's perspective if he does end up doing the trick? Can you imagine the horror? That feels just a little fucked up.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Oh, thank you. I'll be there.
I really want her to
We'll
recognize
see you
them.
tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
I've never been
Don't
late
worry,
in my
we'll
life.
be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show. Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something.
Are we?
Oh yeah, Caesar's diary!
Oh, right, yeah.
We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Lyney and Lynette or not. Lyney changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up.
Yeah, he sure does do that.
Well, guess we'll just have to ask Lyney tomorrow evening.
I think that's just a trait. A very good trait of the people of the Fatui.
I've spoken many choice words about Caesar over the years. I'm so ashamed of myself now. He was such a good man.
I can't believe Lorenzo was intimidating Gemma all this time.
Have you met Lorenzo before?
He comes around here sometimes. Not to clean Caesar's grave, though. He just stands off to the side and watches Gemma from a distance.
Again, no one
She must have
questioned
known,
this.
But she never asked him to leave. I wonder why that is.
God, it sure is a mystery.
It may take some time, but Caesar's reputation will be restored now that the real culprit has been captured. Looks like Gemma chose a good man after all.
No. Okay, before the final cutscene, whatever, I'm gonna take a small break. Oh, why did I turn off my headphones? Hold on. Okay, we're back. That was weird. Sorry, my headphones were making funny colors. It feels so weird to talk without my headphones on because I'm so used to like I don't think I've ever made like a video without my headphones. It's that just felt, you know, it felt wrong. that felt incorrect, you know what I mean? Anyways, going back into it. Gameplay. Okay. Look, I didn't even click on anything that time. There we go. What was I just about to say? I really hope that like, I don't know if she actually will, but I really hope she recognizes them. Jesus Christ. 18. Okay. I guess I should actually put the lid back on. Now that Gemma's going, a part of me just kind of doesn't want them to do the trick. Because again, can you imagine that from her perspective of this dude trying to pull it off? Like, pull off the trick that fucking killed her fiance? Can you imagine the horror? Oh gosh. I'm gonna save most of my thoughts about, hold on, I kinda wanna see this really quick. Do I have stuff? Why are you telling me I have a notification then? Whatever. I'm gonna save most of my thoughts about the story quest for the end, as like I usually do. But, so I'm just gonna throw it out. I feel like this story quest is just so painfully okay. Is that just me? Like, it's not bad by all means. It's just something about it is a little plain. And I'm kind of surprised by it. Did this come out before or after we find out he's a part of the Fatui? I'd assume after because they talk about the whole father thing, so... I don't know, there's just something about it that's just like... It's not really sticking with me. I don't know. We'll save more of the thoughts for later. Hey. I hope you're prepared to probably be like triggered.
Everyone's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows.
Again, assuming that he actually does do the trick.
Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
Actually, yeah, I didn't think about that. Why are you here?
My brother's going solo today. So, I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies.
That makes me feel like he's definitely doing the trick.
I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
Give me a cutscene. I want a cutscene. Give me a cutscene.
The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Oh yeah, he's doing the trick. All right.
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Lyney wows the audience with his skills. Wasn't it amazing? Okay, now he's definitely... She's gonna recognize him.
It's just...
Yep.
It reminds me of him.
Fascinating.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too. So, how did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children. Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world. And somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So, I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
No.
Aw, that sounds so romantic.
Did he do the flower thing?
Do?
Tell me he did the flower thing.
With a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head. I was so happy that day.
Real cute that
no one
Lyney
had
did
ever
that.
given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute. Actually, now that you mention it, Lyney's done that one before.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart,
No.
just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him. After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
That's sad. Don't be sad. Killer's been caught.
That's right. It's all over now. Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on. You can breathe easy at last, right?
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now, Phantom Weasel.
See? Even Lynette
I fucking love being right. Have I ever mentioned that I just love being right? Oh, it's a wonderful time.
The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
Paimon, shut up. The twist is happening.
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
As Lyney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience.
I love it when I just saw
the bag of
Charlotte
tricks is
off to the
empty
left.
and the curtain falls. It's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. Oh, I was gonna say, I love it when, because every time I feel like I speak, I'm just like, man, this just sounds like it's my trust issue showing again, god damn it. But then it's always right. I'm like, I really need to stop doubting myself.
It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
Oh, damn, bro.
About?
Paimon, I need you to shut up.
Paimon doesn't like this riddle. Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far. There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most electrifying act
I don't
of
feel bad
tonight's
about it
show,
anymore.
The one we've
Go on.
all been
Shocker.
waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
There goes Charlotte. The twist! The twist! I'm so shocked. Look, I'm just saying, it just seemed a little, you know what I mean? It was just a little too obvious. Because the threat was talking about what you did to me 10 years ago. What did they do to you 10 years ago? Go on, speak up. Now the question is, I don't know if she actually had anything to do with...
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it?
Yeah?
And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood.
Damn.
This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully, I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
Does anyone ever notice that when we were in the workshop, at certain angles, it almost looks like Lyney's eyes were glowing. So I understand. Oh, maybe that's why in his diary it said that the children's eyes were piercing because she felt guilty. But regardless, I feel like when when he's thinking or something, like it looks like his eyes glow a little bit. I don't know if that's just like the lighting or if they do that intentionally, but like right now it seems like they're darker. But it could also just because we are in a dark quarter, so it's just something I noticed.
Don't we have more important things to address right now? Lynette accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Did Lorenzo not say anything as well because he also loved her?
Paimon's dying of curiosity here.
Let's go back to the very beginning.
Oh, right. I was gonna say, now the question is
when the
if
Phantom
she
Weasel
actually
was
had anything to
terrorizing
do
the
with
court of
Caesar's
Fontaine.
death.
She never missed a target.
That one I
never
don't know.
left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was.
Yeah.
Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf. After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned
so that was
magician,
before.
Caesar. After all, Magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust.
That's sad.
Now all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes.
That's fucking
But
sad.
as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him
That's
to fall
fucked
to
up.
his death.
Man, I was
Afterwards,
hoping at least you
Lorenzo
didn't have
seized
anything
his
to do with the
master's
death.
property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. 2 co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I thought about it in my head, but I didn't say it out loud when the guy was like he that Gemma just kind of let Lorenzo watch her at the cemetery, and he was like, I wonder, or the person, she was like, I wonder why she like didn't send him away. And I thought about it in my head. I was like, what if they're like working together or something? And I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. I kind of just shoved it aside. That's wild.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings.
Dude, you're still
but I
going.
just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Lyney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession.
I thought so too, but I thought that was just bad writing, if I'm being honest.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
Yeah.
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise?
Me.
Not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it?
That's so sad.
But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out?
Because he liked her.
Admitting to being the weasel himself.
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the Weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer.
Yeah.
Though sadly, a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't.
It's amazing
let me
how
bore
that
you.
sad widow
If you care to change
act
the topic
really
to something
really
more
did just
interesting,
dropped.
I'd be much obliged.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
That is a good question.
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we?
Yep, all hypothetical.
I had to guess, I would say that the real weasel must have had a terrible childhood.
Yeah.
Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten.
Yep.
She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly rag dolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on. This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows.
But how are
and
you
watched
betrayed?
with
I'm
envy
waiting
as
for
all
how you
good
betrayed.
things in the world passed her by. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear.
Okay.
Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles. I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike.
Yeah.
I will rob them of
sure you do.
everything they hold to be good and true.
Hey,
And it
hey,
will fill
buddy.
void
The
in
terrible
my
things
soul.
that happen to you never give you the right to be terrible to other people.
Heavy stuff.
Just saying.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy you, Lyney?
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
So, what was with the warning letter? Yeah, what was that about? What? Yeah, I forgot about that. What are you planning?
What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
That is true.
She didn't write the letter.
Oh.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Lyney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now?
Ah.
You were the one who posted
Now
that
that
letter
one I
outside
wasn't
the Opera
expecting.
House.
Nice, Lyney.
But why?
Because he wanted justice. Probably. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need to
I love the
be coy
mocking in
about
his
it.
voice.
Our goal was to clear Caesar's name.
Nice.
The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other
Why are
agenda?
people always so
Of course
surprised
we
by
did.
that?
We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Oh, damn.
10 years ago?
Oh,
You
buddy.
mean Caesar's death?
Please recognize him.
You
Recognize
met
them.
Wait. Oh, I get it.
Good.
You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget, and so we came to find you.
Damn.
And what exactly did you take from me?
Dude, they're not done
I'm
yet.
still standing.
The show
as
is
you
still
can
going.
see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything.
Why are you running your mouth?
I'm free.
Dog.
Free? Do you really think so?
Put her in her
Caesar
place,
once
Lyney.
told me that even though the world
Do
is
it.
filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth. I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people. Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole?
Oh.
Back to Lorenzo for a second.
Oh.
He murdered his own master.
Swear to God,
played
if you
along
guys
with your
actually
act, and took pains
got
to make
together,
sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that? He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has.
Okay.
So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Damn. Oh.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Nice.
Your freedom will cost you dearly.
Oh no, it's the consequences of your actions.
You'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come
Time for the
amazing
final
Lyney
show.
to perform his final act in tonight's show. I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more.
There it is.
For the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
A high-altitude escape?
10 years ago, the trick that Caesar died attempting.
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall, after which he was dubbed the Phantom Weasel. But we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crime.
They sure did.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous.
Oh, shut up. You know you're gonna be fine.
Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Got it. That felt ominous.
Lyney, wait.
What, bitch?
You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without
Look at
ever
his
knowing
eyes are
your
like
secrets.
a little brighter now. Huh.
So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day,
are you trying
you'll
to
end up exactly where I am today.
What are you trying to do here?
Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
Damn.
So, what are we, doing now?
Like Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
But what about Gemma?
I am curious to see where
She'll
this is
figure out what's
going.
best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
Where is that?
Well, let's go.
I don't know Lenny that much. Where is that?
This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off.
He'll be fine. As he said, he's been practicing this shit for ages.
What is my truth? Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict.
Yeah.
All I care about is winning. And it doesn't matter what's at stake. By the time I come to my senses, I'm left with nothing. Oh, if I had my time again.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. Oh no, if it's not the
Magicians
consequences
are
of your
not like
actions.
thieves. Thieves only tear things apart. But good-hearted magicians, they put things back together.
And that's why you guys are nothing alike. Time to go see the show. It's probably cutscene time, baby. I'm excited for the cutscene. Cutscene time, baby. Everyone shut the fuck up. Silence. Oh wait, this isn't a cutscene. I thought this was cutscene. Never mind. You're free to speak. Never mind. Shut the fuck up.
Mysterious, surprising,
and defy logic. Magic is hard work.
Huh.
Every single movement
Baby
has to
Lyney.
be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day
Lynette doesn't have
you can
to sing.
find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Oh shit.
Lyney! Watch out!
I mean, I'm sure this is part of it, but...
Mysterious. Surprising.
This is really pretty, by the way.
And logic defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
That was so pretty. I liked that.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious.
Hence,
I didn't
okay.
blink once.
Now the
He just
flowers, the
vanished
parting thing.
right in front of my eyes.
That's sad.
What a heart-stopping magic show.
Hey, Charlotte.
It's really worth the trip.
Welcome back to the
Caesar's
story.
name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself.
Whew. Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale.
Even though they don't know the full story.
Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. Where'd he go? Oh, Lynette
Yep.
said he'd be waiting for us at the
Yeah, where is that?
usual hunt. But, where is that?
Why is that his usual haunt? Does he usually go there? I don't know. A cemetery?
Oh, you mean the one where Caesar's buried?
I mean, I guess it would make sense that he would go visit
Yeah,
over there.
that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Lyney's way of saying goodbye to Caesar. So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward. Alright, let's go look for him there.
It's sad. It's really sweet though. Like, it's bittersweet. So pretty. Yeah, now the flowers make sense. Can I not talk to anybody? Yeah, okay, that's fair. I kind of wanted to look around. Just, I don't know, in case there was someone I could talk to. I don't see any characters I recognize, though. That's fine. Alright, let's go. I'm always afraid of leaving an area too soon and missing someone. Yeah, I did that when... Oh my god. I've done that so many times, and it's always with Kaya, and it makes me so sad. Because, for those who don't know, Kaya is my favorite character. That's the absolute love of my life. And I've missed him so many times because I've left an area too soon, and I didn't get to talk to him. Makes me so sad. Hey, you gonna say some sad shit to me? Probably.
Lyney! There you are.
I need you stop messing with my mic? I just keep doing it to
Paimon was
fidget.
scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job.
he couldn't do it exactly
so I tweaked
like
Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was
sounds so
honestly a little
sad.
nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning.
Maybe because looking at his eyes now and then also at the opera house, I think his eyes darken when he goes full Fatui mode. That would be interesting to go back and see. Like if I go look at the I'm still editing my Fontaine videos. Be interesting to see if if his eyes are always like that. I don't know. Again, something I noticed. I think that's a very interesting detail.
Sometimes,
if
I can't help
it's
but
not in
wonder
my
what
head.
Caesar thought in those final moments. Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
After I joined the House of the Hearth.
Damn, like right after.
To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
Kinda figured.
I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Yes.
I mean, to be fair,
I figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was
it
so
could have been
willing
worse.
to teach us. In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him.
It's not
For instance,
your
when he asked
fault.
why I wanted to learn magic, I answered, it's my passion. But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved. What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
Lyney, don't make me like you. Don't fucking do it. I already pulled for your father, okay? I don't need this shit, Lyney. Yeah, that's fucking sad. Yeah, that wasn't your fault. Yeah. Shitty world out there, Lyney.
Still worried about the way I feel?
I just realized I've been spelling Lyney's
You really
name
are a
wrong the
gentle
entire time.
soul, aren't you? But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth,
Hold on.
lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go.
So I've been spelling his name Lynn, I think Y. I think. I just realized right now, 2 hours and 30 minutes into this fucking stream, that it auto-corrected Liddy's name to Letty, and I just noticed that right now. Whatever, we're just, you know, I'm not even gonna change it. We're gonna keep it.
After Caesar went on tour, we became
Oh,
busy
that's
with
so
our
funny.
missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel. That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him. To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show. full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay. You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop being sad, because you're making me sad, Lyney. This is fucking sad. Oh, this hurts. Bro, why are fucking Fatui members so sad? Oh, man. Yeah, we're in your auditorium, and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney.
Oh.
We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the Traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
Exactly.
Probably.
It's the same for me and Lynette.
Still think you're gonna betray me in the end,
We are the
but
truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through. All right, time to lighten this conversation up a little. What did you think of the show tonight? Were you happy with it?
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Gemma situation. We spent most of our time in the Opera House just talking and pretty much missed the entire first half of the show. Lyney, could you do just one more trick for us?
Whoa, that's a bit of
Right?
a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Aw, come on! Surely you can think of something.
Paimon.
The Lyney Paimon knows can do
Dude just did a show. He's probably fucking tired.
All right, then. I'll
Oh
give
my
it a
God.
go, but only because it's you. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
Flower thing again.
Liar! There's nothing in your hand!
That's called gaslighting, Lyney.
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me.
Yep.
Okay, try this. Count down with me. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2,
That's not with him, Paimon.
Now, have another look around. Maybe the
Oh, it's
flowers
the rainbow
appeared
rose this
somewhere
time.
else.
Really? Let's see.
That's fucking cute.
Wow, there it is! Oh, this is a different flower from the last time, right?
Oh.
This one's called,
Wait.
oh yeah, a rainbow rose.
Wait. Didn't he say he would have to look into the whole florography thing? It doesn't the rainbow rose in Fontaine, isn't it a tradition to give that to someone you're romantically interested in? Hold on.
But more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done. Please, Lyney, pretty
Alright. We're just not gonna talk about that.
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me as teacher.
fine.
Oh my god.
Please, teacher, please.
Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you. Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to observe, think, and find the answers for yourself.
I don't know if she's capable of that, Lyney.
Look at the time. We shouldn't
Fucking
linger
asshole.
here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night. I look forward to seeing you again.
That was nice.
Fine.
I liked that.
Shall we head back now, too? Oh, Paimon can't wait to read The Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Lyney and Caesar will be placid all over it.
Sorry. Why did that fucking Fatui people, you know what I mean? Why did that interaction, the Rainbow Rose, and then the walking away like that, talking over the shoulder. Tell me why that gave me the same energy as fucking Child in that one event when he walks away and he's like, "You're like stars in the night sky, traveler. You never cease to surprise me," or some shit like that. And you're just like, what the? Wait, what? Was like, was that a flirt? Are you flirting with me?
Let's head to the Steambird's
What the fuck was that?
tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
All right. Wait, I want to see. What is that? That's not what I wanted. Actually, wait. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna see. Oh, they put them together. Oh, I wish I would have read the first one then. But let's see. A flower accessory given away by Lyney at his magic shows. It is an arrangement with luminous bells, which symbolize parting, and rainbow roses that represent passion. Parting and passion are two separate perspectives sharing the same nature. What really matters is the present that we're living in. Oh. That's so nice. I love flowers. I love flower language. Ah, it's so nice. Oh, I love it. That's some cute shit. Anyways. That's some cute shit. I love, you know what it is? It's not even like, cause it makes me so sad. I have such bad allergies. I can't be around real flowers and it makes me so sad. But it's not even just the flower thing. I love like secret messages and like hidden symbolisms like that. I find it so fascinating. And I don't know. I like the idea of saying things without like being super obvious about it, if that makes sense. On a joking side, I think it's hilarious how back in the ye olde days, everyone would do everything in their like utmost with their the most power to do everything that they can to not talk to each other. Look, I know why people did it like originally, but I just think it's funny that you're putting in so much effort to just not speak to each other. God forbid we talk about how we really feel.
I'm very
But on a
sorry,
serious
Charlotte,
note, I just love
my
things
sister
that
and I
are just
quite busy
symbolism.
today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
I'm assuming Gemma turned herself in.
Lyney, I'll only take a moment of your time, if you would be so kind.
Huh? What's happening here?
Hey, how goes it?
All night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning.
But
just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had contacted the guards and confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
Fascinating.
That was quick.
That was quick. What? What was quick? Nothing? Huh?
Too late, bro.
Fuck. Sorry.
Ooh, that was quick, you say?
Nothing?
Sounds like I've got some catching up to do.
You sound
Please,
crazy,
fill me in.
Charlotte. I didn't say that.
Whoops.
Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lyney's performance last night.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Huh. Okay, then. Wait, no, there must be more to it.
Charlotte, just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
How did it take her 10 whole years?
Well...
That's a fascinating question. Charlotte's journalistic spirit is burning red. We're gonna have to distract her somehow. Make a run for it, Lyney.
Oh, I remember now.
Nah, fuck.
You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after the show. What happened between you?
Oh, I should put it on auto again.
Quickfire question. Where did you all go after the show?
Charlotte, relax.
Oh,
Breathe, Charlotte, breathe.
Lyney did a private magic trick just for us.
That is true. That's not technically a lie.
Because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Lyney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
What? I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
Ah, fuck.
No, I just...
No!
What the...
Paimon,
What now?
please stop talking.
Did Paimon say something wrong again?
Stop talking. This poor guy.
What do we do, Traveler?
At this point, I feel like we walk away.
Well, never mind.
There's nothing we
There's
can do to
always next
save him
time.
now.
Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Gemma
That was
has
so
already
cute.
made
He
waves.
was so flustered.
I'll stop at nothing to get to
That
the
was
bottom
so
of
funny.
it all. Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. There's clearly a web of complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious.
Maybe you should go ask
All
them.
right, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye, Charlotte. I always love when you come around.
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
Don't worry, I wasn't angry.
Nice.
I was just trying to distract her.
That was so funny, though. I loved that.
Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
I don't know if you're lying or not.
You and me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Right?
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
Lynette, you scare me sometimes. Yay! Good, good, good. Quest, question mark? Oh, okay, thoughts time. Before we do fathers, hold on, let's go over here. Alright, we'll talk about the quest a little bit, and then we'll do fathers, or then I'll do my 10-minute break, and then we'll do father's quest. It was alright. I'm definitely glad that they went with the whole Gemma twist. But, I don't know, other than that, like, the whole quest was kind of just painfully okay. Like I said, I feel like I have to sit and think about it a little bit more to, like, fully understand why it just wasn't sticking. But, like, the first thought at the top of my head is literally just, like, yeah, that sure was predictable. Like, Lorenzo's the bad guy. It was very clear that, like I said, like, when he first came up, I almost didn't want to believe it because it was just too obvious. But then I had to be like, this is Hoyo we're talking about. And not that Hoyo is bad at writing, but they're definitely getting better. Like, they still have their things that they have to improve on with writing and whatever. Like, so sometimes it could be hit and miss. They've definitely gotten a lot better from, like, the beginning, but, yeah, but regardless, it was just predictable. It wasn't boring per se, but, like, I don't know, it was definitely teetering on boring, if that makes sense. And I feel bad saying that, because, like, I like Lyney as a character. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to pull for him, like, because I always talk about this. I pull for characters based off of, like, emotional attachment. So, like, whether or not, like, how much I like the character rather than gameplay. Just because that's just who I am as a person. I'm more interested in the story aspect of Genshin than, like, the fighting and stuff. But, like, so like, I do like Lyney. Like, I like him as a character. I think he's fascinating. I think he's fun. I do love a character that can, like, some of my favorite characters are always the ones that are, like, 10 steps ahead. Because, you know, I always say this in everything or whatever. I'm like, if you know me, if you've watched any of my stuff, I'm usually decent at predicting shit. Whether it's because I'm good at seeing, like, at figuring it out, or I recognize common, like, tropes in media. I'm very good at seeing patterns. And it's also part of my job. I'm like, I'm an actor, so, but, I was going somewhere. Oh yeah, so I happen to, like, so even if I'm good at predicting shit, if I find a character that's 10 steps ahead And even, I'm like, shit, even I didn't see that coming. And I'm like, I like you. You're fun. You're smart. Yeah, you can imagine what my reaction was when Al-Haytham was introduced. Fucking lost my shit. I actually hated him at first, but that's a whole separate conversation. But yeah, so I like Lyney. So it makes me feel, I'm a little disappointed with the story quest. I did like, however, like, one of the things I didn't used to like about a lot of story quests was sometimes they don't typically go into the backstories of characters. Like, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but, like, they don't, I like the ones that actually have to do with, like, who they are as characters. I will literally never get over the fact that Kaya's backstory, or not backstory, that Kaya's story quest was just nothing more than just hunting some people. Like that. Like, yeah, you got to kind of learn who he was as a character with the whole, he definitely manipulated us, but, regardless, I like the stories that actually have to do with the characters, whether it's their my favorite ones are what they have to do with their background. So, like, this, and, so, like, the thing that I did like was learning where he learned magic, and, like, learning about his connection with Caesar, and who him and Lynette were as children, that was nice. I did like that. So, like, all in all, my favorite part of this entire quest was, like, the last 30 minutes, which is a little upsetting, but it's whatever. I give it, like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Like I said, painfully average, but, like, I didn't hate my time. So, but yeah. All right. On that note, I think that's gonna be it for Lyney's story quest. So, I'm gonna take my 10-minute break, and then when I come back, we will do our Lakino story quest. It's gonna be fantastic. This better be amazing, or else I'm gonna lose my mind. The Harbingers, if I haven't talked about it, the Harbingers are my favorite, like, characters in Genshin. I find them fascinating. The Harbingers are fantastic, and I want to know all about them. The Tora is actually my favorite Harbinger, not because, like, if there's a bunch of people that are like, they find him attractive or whatever, or they want him to be playable. No, I don't want him to be playable, because if he's playable, that means he's going to be redeemable in some way, shape, or form. And I want him to stay a monster. I love a good bad guy, if that makes sense. But anyways, I'm done talking. Okay, it's 10-minute break time. I shall return.
Cool down.